I have an alarm, so we worked it out. It was crazy talk. People are crazy. Okay, hello everybody. We are live. This is In Between Pages with James Lott Jr. and Kristina Sullivan. Hello, Miss Kristina Sullivan.
Hey everyone.
Okay, so we're going to talk about actually what she's here for. We talk about books on this show and all kinds of literary products. And she has a new book out called Monologues and Scenes 101. I'm going to talk about that. But first, she's also a star on my network, JLJ Media. She has lots of things, including she stars as Stephanie, one of my favorite characters, on Forever and a Day, our audio drama, which returns February 1st. See what adventure she gets into. She's also part of Mistletoe Road, our second hit show we had during Christmas. She plays Mary Mary. And that's a song out. Go to my SoundCloud channel. And it was one of the most popular songs of the Christmas time. And then she's also going to star in my anthology series, Dinner at Mama's. So far, 2 episodes. We're writing more, of course. On the Really Short Story podcast. Her episode begin February 6th. So we have a great cast of that one. It's a very interesting story, and it's fun. I'm in it also. So I'm happy to have you. Thank you, Miss Kristina, for coming on. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so you wrote a book. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You didn't just write any book. You decided to write a book to help others. So what is the full title of the book again? What's the full title?
Well, I mean, I just call it Monologues and Scenes 101, but Monologues and Scenes 101, a collection of 101 monologues and scenes for stage and screen teens and adults of all ages. Something along those lines.
Longest title on earth. I love long titles.
Yeah, who knows? But Monologues and Scenes 101 is how you'll find it on Amazon when you want to buy it.
And that's the most important part, folks. You want to find it on Amazon, Monologues and Scenes 101. Why 101? Is that because like it's a popular number of 101, like starting over, or what is that?
Well, I thought like it just sounded kind of cool, like 101. Like a lot of times a college class will be 101, like literature 101, math 101, like whatever it is, there's usually a 101 in front of it when it's kind of like the first of the class. And, and then after you do 101, then maybe you'll do 201 and whatnot. And this is my first book ever. So I felt 101, it just kind of worked. But then after I thought of that, oh no, now that means I've kind of committed myself to writing 101 monologues and scenes. And that's a lot. So yeah, the number sounds cool, but then writing 101 of them, it took me from start to finish 2 months, from mid-October to mid-December. So for 2 months, I was writing 101 of these.
Wow. So are the original scenes and monologues?
Yes, everything is completely original. Some of it is based on things that may or may not have actually happened to me or maybe someone I know. But some of it is just pure imagination. But yes, all of it is 100% original from my mind.
So I'm looking at some of these, and I'm looking right now. That one's so you actually wrote. It's just one page, I think. Yeah, it's one page. It's one page. Okay. Because I think it's a strike. I can do this. And my name is Jamie on some level. I'm reading Addiction. Interior Community Center Day. Jamie 30s is at the support group for addicts. Jamie has attended meetings before, always silent. This is their first time speaking. Jamie stands up and addresses the group. Hi, my name is Jamie, and I'm an addict. This is the first time saying these words out loud. But after hearing y'all tell your addiction stories, I have to admit that I have similar stories to tell. I can't deny it anymore. It's a problem for me. I have a problem and I need help. This is a little sample of that. What do you think?
Yay, James.
It's good. I mean, this is good. I'm reading the rest of it. I'm like, why would I hired you to write a series for my channel? What's going on? Talking to you.
You should. I would love to write something for you.
Okay, we'll be talking. I guess this is how deals are made, folks, behind the scenes. But these are good. I was supposed to read up on this. Is good. This is really good. Okay, so you wrote 101 original scenes?
Yes,
wow.
I did. Yes.
Wow. Okay, that's that. I'm impressed. And then these are all originals. And so they must, so what do they range from? I just read one thing about addiction. So they must range from.
Yeah. The topics really run the gamut. I wanted to make sure there was a lot of variety. I wanted to make sure there was something for everyone, for every performance situation. So there's drama, there's comedy, there's some that do deal with heavy subjects like addiction and anxiety and rape and things that are serious. And then others are more just fun and flirtatious and funny and cute. So I mean, it really has a lot of different things for people to choose from. And also, a note to any actors who are watching this, don't feel boxed in with certain things that I wrote. Like if you're reading one of them and you're like, wow, I love this character, but I don't fit with the age or the gender or whatever, then change it up. Like you don't have to, just because in my mind, I initially envisioned a character being a certain way. If you're completely different, but there's something about that character that resonates with you and you want to perform it, then that's fine. So that's just another way to have it be for everyone. So, please, actors, perform them all, regardless of, little things I may write, just switch it up so that it fits you and it's for everyone.
That's a great point. It could be you like the story subject, and you're like, but she wrote it for
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could change around. Just go, just take out the pronouns, take out whatever, and those
Yeah.
who are who are
Yes.
non-binary, and you could just write you like the subject and change it over.
Yes, and that's what I want to encourage actors to do, to just take the scenes, take the monologues, and make them your own. Because yes, I did write these words, but I'm not the type of writer who is very strict on actors. You have to say this word for word exactly how I wrote it. Like, no, take it and use it as inspiration to change it up if that's what works for you. But if it works for you to write it, to perform it exactly how I wrote it, then yeah, do it exactly how I wrote it. And it'll be great because what I wrote is great. But you may possibly do something even greater by making it special for you in whatever way you need to. So it's fine either way. The author approves.
The author approves his message.
Yeah, sometimes people might feel like, oh, well, the author might feel weird about me changing things, but no, I'm cool with it.
Well, you work with me, and I'm always about I always say I'm engaged to the script, not married to it. I'm just like, if you think something may sound a little better, change a word here and there, but still keep the integrity of what the topic is and the subject and the scene. I'm all for it because because basically we have to get from A to B in a scene, right? So if you can still get to B, and the way we wanted to get it, but you may have a few things, then get to B. Do what you do. Get to B.
Yeah.
I
appreciate that as an actor when someone like you writes something and you make it clear to the actors that if something works a little better, a little bit differently, you're open to that. So I think that's great to be like that.
So I mean, okay, so how long? So just a little background. How long have you been acting? Well, I'll tell you your age and nothing, but you've been around for a while, right?
Yeah. So I would say, I mean, I've always kind of acted just because it was always something that I enjoyed doing, at some level, not necessarily at a professional level, but just for fun or in school, in a class or whatnot. But I would say like around 10 years ago, around like 2008, 2009, 2010 is when I started getting a little bit more serious with it. And I started not only getting seriouser, is that even a word? More serious, I guess.
It's the word now. Mm-hmm.
With the acting as well as the writing and the producing and a lot of things of that nature that I enjoy. So I would say, wow, it's 2021 now. So I don't know, I guess it'll be more than 10 years. So yeah, more than 10 years ago.
Okay. I said, I'm not telling your age, and we don't want to do all that. I'm just saying you've been around for, people are going to ask like, well, who is this chick? And but you've been around for a while. You've been acting for a while.
Yeah, I would say more than 10 years. Yeah, not an exact number, more than
10. I love it. She's like, bigger than a bread box, smaller than a refrigerator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Oh my God, this made me laugh. And folks, she's good. I'm gonna tell you something because listen to Forever a Day, listen to Mr. Tyrone. When you hear this Dinner at Mama's, you're such a natural actress. You change the voices up because with Forever a Day and Mr. Tyrone, you're two very different characters.
Oh yeah.
Characters. Mary still makes us laugh all the time. That was your touch. I mean, I wrote it in there, but the way you said it was your touch. What are some of the kind of roles you love to play? I mean, so far you're playing two fun runs, but what kind of roles do you like to play?
I mean, I would say like if I could just play anything, Mr. Vin Diesel, if you're listening and you're casting for your next Fast and Furious movie, I'm your girl. I would love to do something in the Fast and Furious franchise because I am obsessed with that franchise. Like,
my brother is too. He is too. I love it.
I mean, it's the best. I mean, the diversity in the cast and just all these beautiful people of color doing these fun, exciting, adventurous things together. Like, what's not to love? So yeah, something like that, or I mean, some sort of like superhero thing, like a Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn type. Well, I don't know if they're necessarily superheroes or if they're more a little bit villainous. I'm not sure, but they're in that comic book world because I love like comic book type things. You know, if they didn't already have a Veronica in that Riverdale, Betty and Veronica, like I've always wanted to be Veronica. Like I don't know, like I love comic books, action, stuff like that would be a lot of fun.
I know that's yeah, I can see you doing that. That'd be kind of fun. They are diversifying the superhero world now, especially on television. They're diversifying it, so that's good.
Yeah, and that's what I love. I love
isn't Batwoman black now or something like that?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So okay, so I mean, so were you always a writer, or is this was just born out of your years of acting and singing enough scripts? I mean, how did this come out from you? I didn't know the side of you. This is new for me. I did not know the side of you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've always written various things, poetry, just whatever. And then yeah, I started writing scripts. Acting kind of came first, but then I didn't want to just sit around and just wait for opportunities and wait for other people to call me. So I started like writing scripts, and I then had to kind of produce because otherwise how am I gonna get my scripts made? So different things that I did just kind of went step by step in that order, sort of. But yeah, so it's been like more than 10 years I've been writing, script writing in particular for like more than 10 years.
I'm totally impressed with you. I'm totally impressed. Like, you see on my face like, what? She does what? I had no idea. I love it. That's great. So you said so some of these things are also for kids or teens. You said teens, kids. So yeah, what'd you write for them?
I mean, the same thing. It runs the gamut and the content. But yeah, I mean, that's another thing that I kind of love is like the young adult type stuff. And so, yeah, starting from like teens all the way onwards is sort of the beginning age. I wouldn't really recommend anyone under the teenage years to read the book because some of the content they might like question some things like, hey, what's this? I mean, not that anything is like inappropriate. I mean, I would say maybe a little bit PG-13, barely, but yeah, so there are definitely some teen stuff with teens just kind of figuring stuff out, like what are they going to do with their life in college and my high school boyfriend, girlfriend, whatnot, you know, just cute little teen stuff.
Yeah. So when you sat down, so I'm going to write a book. You know, I've written books. I know it's not the easiest thing on earth. It's sometimes a lonely way because you're sitting just writing and writing. You have deadlines. You think you want to get things done. You said it took you 2 months. So when you decided to write a book, this is your first book. So why did you choose this and not something else?
Well, the reason was actually I was watching this video series on YouTube with Gloria Calderon-Collette, who's the showrunner of One Day at a Time. And in the video series, she was talking about that was something that she did in her career was she wrote a monologue book. And so as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, she wrote a monologue book. I'm going to write one too. And then, you know, I kind of changed it up a little bit and I did both monologues and scenes, but it was from hearing her say that made me inspired. It made me think like, okay, well, I'll do that. And she talked about like different ways, like that was a good thing for her in her career that she did. And so yeah, I did it too. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and then you're getting back to the community because there's something, in this business, it's always so like me, don't help anybody else. But you're saying no, we can help other people at the same time. We're all in the same boat together, right? As actors,
Yeah,
we're all trying to get jobs.
yeah, and I mean, as an actor, finding good material can be really hard. Like personally, there's been a few monologues that I have been in love with for many years, and it's been like those same monologues. And
Yeah,
so to be able to provide new material to people, I think is pretty cool because sometimes it's really hard to find something.
yeah. No, it is. It's just gonna be good, folks. So if you're an actor, when you need some stuff, some material, so when you go on self tapes, auditions, things like that, you have something you can actually read from. I think it's a great idea. I'm just like, this is a great how-to guide, nice guide for people to kind of have something. Oh, and it's explain to people if they don't know what a monologue is. Explain what a monologue is.
Okay, so in the book is yeah, I mean, yeah, I probably should have maybe said this like minutes ago.
Oh,
Just
I should ask that earlier. I was like some people don't may not know what it is. So I'll make sure they know what it is.
yeah. So just in case you don't know, so the book has monologues and scenes. The monologues are scenes for just one person. So in the monologue, maybe they're talking to themselves, maybe they're talking to another person, but you don't hear any of the other people. It's just one person and that's it. So like right now, me doing all this talking, that's a monologue because I'm just talking and James isn't saying anything at the moment. So this is a monologue. But then the scenes, the scenes are two-person scenes. So like, for example, when I'm talking right now and like the whole conversation where James and I are talking with each other, that's a scene because there's more than one person. So the book has monologues and scenes.
Thanks for saying that. Yes, that's a good example. I'm make sure some people are like, what is a monologue? It's a fancy word. I mean, I know. So these are for folks who watch this who aren't in the business. I just want you guys to know what that means. And thanks for the likes, people. Thank you. I like that. Yeah. So you're giving back to the community. So how important is it for us to lift each other up as actors? Because we know it's a hard business. It's not for the faint at heart. You and I have been in the business for a while. I've been in business 13, 14 years. I've interviewed 10,000 actors in the business. It's not easy, is it?
No, it's definitely, it's hard. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really important to really have people there with you in your corner, helping you out. And that to me is like one of the best parts about the business is when you do find those people who become friends. It's not cool when people just want to view other people as like their competition and rivals or whatnot. I think that's kind of foolish because like everybody's so unique. Like how can you really compete with anybody else? Because everybody's so different. So, I just feel like it's better to just come together and help each other out. And like we can all rise together and we can all like do great things working together. So I really think it's important to help each other.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I think people in this business need to be able to be there and to share the knowledge you have learned. So if you're new in the business, get a little leg up. It's like you're gonna be asked to do a monologue, and you're gonna ask to memorize a monologue. You're gonna ask to do a scene. I mean, these are great examples. And are you encouraging folks to use these monologues in their auditions? Are they allowed to do that?
Yes, I think that the different monologues and scenes that I wrote in this book, I think they're perfect audition material because, like James said, a lot of times on audition, they do ask you to do a monologue, maybe they'll ask you to do a scene. And so this is 101 different choices you have of something that you can perform for that audition. And there's lots of other things that you can do with the material in this book as well. Maybe nobody's calling you for an audition at the moment. So make your own opportunity and perform one of these scenes and videotape yourself or have somebody else videotape you and put it up on the internet and see what casting director just happens to see it and love you. So you can use the material that I wrote, like not just for opportunities that other people are contacting you for, but you can create your own opportunities and really just do whatever you want with the material and hopefully it'll help people out.
That is a great tip, actually, folks. I know folks who do that. They'll do some monologues, they'll do some scenes. spoken word, whatever it is, and post on your page. And it can be 3 minutes long, 5 minutes long, whatever it is. Post it, and you never know who's watching. There are folks like me always scouring the interwebs trying to find actors for things. I mean, you just, and even though COVID's here, there's some productions happening, and like for us, audio productions, it's still great stuff. We want to see that you can act, and I think it's a great idea to do that, and also to practice. Whether you film it, don't film it, use it for something, just the practice. Go through the book and actually use it and practice your craft. Right? It's a great thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's always great to be ready when that opportunity does come. So if somebody does call you for an opportunity and you've just been laying on your couch doing nothing, then you're probably not going to be as prepared as a person who's been looking through the monologue and scene book and rehearsing with the different material. Nobody told them to, but they're just doing it on their own. So that way, when somebody does tell them, hey, we want you to do this monologue or this scene, okay, no problem. I already have a whole bunch of them prepared. Which one do you want? You want comedic? You want dramatic? What do you want? They'll be ready. So definitely, it's a good time now to get ready for opportunities.
They always say that luck favors the prepared. I love that saying.
Yes, it does.
It does. It does. Well, Kristina, thank you so much for being on the show. This is great. I love showcasing books on this podcast about great books that are out there, especially what's helping the community, which is our acting community. And those of you guys who may want to act, pick up the book anyway. Pick up the book and try it out and see what you think. But thank you. Tell folks they can find the book. Tell them where they can find it.
You can find the book on Amazon. Monologues and Scenes 101 is the title, and it's there on Amazon. You can buy it.
Kristina Sullivan is her name. Kristina with a K, not with a C. You can find her there. Thanks, Kristina, for being on the show.
Thank you, James.
And in between the pages with James Lott Jr. is on Facebook. There's a page there where we focus on all kinds of literary content, from songwriters to screenwriters, everything in between. I have 10,000 books out, so you can get my books on Amazon.com too. If you're a writer or have a book out, come contact me. Love to talk to you, see what you're promoting and promote you. Reading is fundamental. I had to, but reading is great, and I think, and knowledge is good. Education should never stop while you're alive. So go check out get a good book, whether it's on a tablet, it's an audiobook, or it's something tangible in your hands. Read, folks, read, and follow me where all James Lott Jr.'s are sold, at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms and TikTok, folks. TikTok. And we'll see you guys another time. Please be safe, please be careful, and read a book.